It is a great idea to instill the basic concepts of Sanatana Dharma in the kids. And it is natural, given the Desikala Patra, given the times that we are living in, for kids to be a little inquisitive and also questioning. Like our generation, in my generation, we accepted whatever parents told us. And later we realized what is the meaning of all this. But they will ask why is a very common question in the current generation. So don't basically try to overpower them saying because I say so. That will not work going forward. This is the age when people want to question. So try to understand the reasoning behind what you are telling them, and keep things simple. Instead of keeping things very complicated, if you keep things simple, they're easier to follow and also easier to understand and explain. So keep things simple. And one more thing is, like I said earlier, you need to strike a balance between force and enjoyment. So without forcing oneself, one will not do anything meaningful in life. All great things happen after some forcing in the beginning. But at the same time, you have to cut some corners and make some trade-offs so that you are also enjoying it eventually, sooner or later. Hopefully not too late. So from that perspective, if children protest, still force them a little bit. Don't be too lenient. Force them into certain practices and make sure that those practices are simple enough and meaningful for them. So that is one thing. And if children are not comfortable with a long ritual, keep it very short. They can just take a murti, imagine God in it, and do just 5 services, and then just chant a mantra in front of God. Maybe not meditate, not close eyes, keep eyes open, look at the murti, and then chant the mantra a few times. That's good. And teach them various stotras. If a kid, for example, learns Hanuman Chalisa or Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra at a young age, uh, they will not forget. For example, my wife used to have all the children in the neighborhood and teach them Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram, Ganapati Atharvasesham, like that basically, various Aditya Hridayam, Hanuman Chalisa, Raman, Nama Ramayanam, etc. And they learnt when they were like between 5 and 12 years of age. They don't, they still remember it. They haven't forgotten, even though they don't chant them regularly now. What you learn at a young age becomes very imprinted in your mind. So, in a time of need, suddenly somebody tells them, chant Hanuman Chalisa, that will help you. That will become an anchor for their existence during troubles, which will invariably happen in life, in modern life. So, give them some prayers that they can fall back onto later. And even if they don't understand or question or think this is stupid, that's fine. It is important to sow the seeds, and which seeds become plants and trees and give fruits later, you are not in control. But as parents, it is your job to sow the right seeds, and at the same time don't overwhelm them with what is unrealistic for them. So keep it simple. Keep it, for example, I told you that my wife taught very young children Vishwasnama Stotra. Obviously not in one day. Every day a couple of slokas. So over time you learn everything. So you basically, but the thing is, key is you have to spend some time with your children. You if you want to basically keep looking at internet, YouTube, various social media, because there is enough content on the internet to keep you busy for million lives. I'm not kidding. There is actually enough content to keep one busy for million lives. So you have to basically make some time for kids, and especially at a young age. Don't start when they are teenagers and when they are already rebellious. When they are really young, before 10 years of age, perhaps at 5, 6, 7, like that, at that age, teach them some simple practices, and also try to explain why you are doing it, and that will stay with them. And another thing is, there is something really powerful with fire compared to murtis, compared to karsas and just meditation, dry meditation. There's something beautiful with fire. When there is a small fire in a small homakunda, you can even use a small bowl and just use some small dry coconut pieces, copra, and light a fire. Compared to murtis and water, etc., there is something beautiful about fire. There's something alive about fire. It is very calming, very purifying. Actually, the Sanskrita word for fire is pavaka, which means purifier. So what I suggest is, if parents get into the habit of doing a small fire ritual, a havana, homa, every day or every weekend, and if they have young children, if they come and sit near the fire and look at the fire and maybe chant a mantra that you teach them, that will really ground them, that will really connect them. They feel something nice. There is something indescribable about fire of a homa. So if parents start doing it, I know many parents who actually do homa and get their children involved. They also come and chant and maybe sometimes make some offerings in the fire, and slowly they will also want to do it. So if they get used to doing a homa every weekend or so, you don't need a lot of equipment. You just use a small bowl for the Havan Kund, and you just use some copra or dry coconut pieces and a few drops of ghee. That's enough. And if children get into the habit of doing this, that will really, really help them. That will really clarify a lot of things in their mind and keep things clean. So something like this can be considered, but definitely do teach your children some slokas, etc., and do spend some time.